Yes.
I'm ready.
Yes, Fabio, why? Yeah, perfect, yes.
So I guess we're starting. Hello everybody, what's up? Let me see if the stream is coming up. Give me just a couple of seconds to make sure that people can hear us.
I'm ready.
Yes, Fabio, why?
What is it? I can hear it. Is somebody listening to it? Ludovico,
Yeah,
you
listening.
probably should use earpieces.
What's up? Yeah, I wasn't finding my earphones.
Because now I'm gonna hear myself every time that I talk.
Fuck.
Yeah, with a little retard.
I love how, no matter how long we test, we always get something wrong.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, it's like if we are in the future and the people in the past. Yeah.
Okay, Ludovico is now on mute. That's okay. I'll do the introduction of my beautiful guests until Ludovico fixes his own little sound issue. I know, Ludovico, don't feel bad. It is what it is. So, I'm here with my man, and I'm going bottom anti-clockwise. Patrick the Bird Vogel. Patrick, what's up?
Hey, all good, all good.
And then I have, going further, Mr. Koke Nunez. What's up, Koke?
Everything fine.
And then I have on mute Ludovico Palmeri, who is looking for his earpieces. Hopefully, he's gonna fix the problem today, right? All right, guys. First of all, I wanna congratulate you on qualifying some of the top qualifiers for last week challenge, digital fashion. The reason I think Koke is speaking and not Stefano, I think it's because Stefano already was on the show the week before, and so I thought since Koke is so talented, why not to give you a little bit of space and introduce you and show your work, which a lot of people actually said that should have been the work that actually won.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Yeah, you see. But anyway, how did you guys find? How did you guys find the? Oops! I just realized that I have the wrong set out for the show. I understand it. It was not supposed to be like this. Okay, let me just fix this quickly. There you go. We'll keep it like this for now. So, guys, first of all, I want to say again, congratulations for qualifying. How did you find the contest when you first saw it? What did you think of it? Did you think was it challenging? Did you think was it something that you were going to have fun with? Share a little bit your insights as of how you approached this when you first saw it, and maybe we can start with Ludovico, since I think he's fixed this issue.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah,
Ludovico.
actually, it wasn't any earphone problem. I just had the YouTube video running on the same time, so my fault. And then I just realized that the sound was going in loop. So anyway, yes, I found the challenge very challenging. I really like it. Actually, it wasn't the first time for me modeling some clothes for some strange reason. But it was totally different this time. I could have done something totally from my mind. So I really like the team, and even the Black Lab studio, how these guys work. So I took them as inspiration a lot, really. I like their mood, their use of color. So it was something different because I tried to replicate, to be inspired by them, doing something on my own. So yeah, totally fun.
Koke, what about you?
Well, the first time I saw it, I said, it's not my topic and I'm gonna pass this. But then I said, why not? Okay, let's try something. And like I'm more a matte painter or concept artist than a 3D artist, and I said, let's try to create something different out of my comfort zone, So yeah, that's what I did. It's still in my style.
Let me just open up your picture so that people know what we're talking about. Now this is a picture that a lot of people say should have won because it was so different from everything else. To me, it really looked like the cover of a magazine or something,
Yeah, sadly. Maybe it's because I am a graphic designer, because I did a graphic design degree. Okay. So maybe I have that influence, and I make music album covers for Hollywood music agencies and whatever. And maybe it's because I'm used to make covers or I don't know. Yeah, exactly. So maybe that is my subconscious or something like that,
Patrizio, what about you, man?
I loved it when I heard about it.
I mean,
no, because
was fashion something that you were interested in, that you ever explored, maybe on personal projects or something?
It's kind of funny because when I finished my school, I wanted to study fashion design.
Okay.
Oh, this is what I really wanted, because in school I was the weird guy, but my father was like, why don't you do something more technical? Why not architecture? But I'm really interested in that stuff, because it was this fashion topic made me think about you have the human body as a canvas, and you can do whatever you want with it. So that was kind of cool for me.
But
I was always interested in it.
You really enjoyed this, because I remember you were sending me all your work in progress, and you were like, man, I'm going to change completely and I'm just gonna do fashion.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know. Beautiful.
I mean,
we're going to talk a little bit about the workflow as well. I want to know how you approach the project, but let me ask this to Ludovico first. Also because I haven't shown his work yet. There it is. So Ludovico, can you break down a little bit your workflow, how you did what you did, what were some of the ideas that you were exploring, and how did the tools help you?
Yeah, of course. So first of all, I think I've been quite lucky for this challenge for my first time, because I haven't had any computer until Friday.
Okay.
But that's a good thing, because my main tool until Friday was my pencil. So I just sketched really a lot of things. I use I don't know, I have some paper here. Maybe I could show them later. But yeah, my first main tool was that. And was good, because when I saw the topic, I wanted to use Marvelous. Yeah, I know that the topic was not just that. You could have done anything with any tool, actually. But I was just curious about how much I could have pushed Marvelous Designer, because I used it before in the past, but never so in deep. But to use Marvelous, which is the core tool of my workflow, it is a very fun tool. It's a very fun software, but it's still something very, very physical. So you cannot real trick it. You have to build the clothes in a real way. So you have to figure out, that's why, because drawing it before was so important. I have to figure out where to stitch, how to stitch. I couldn't fake anything. So I have to realize something not just cool, but possible. So first tool, of course, pencil. I sketch a lot. Then when I was sure about the pose, the kind of look, I was inspired a lot by, I had just finished the Lucifer season. Have you seen it? I don't know.
The TV series.
Lucifer on Netflix. Yeah. I don't want to.
The TV series.
So I was very, very in love with the wings. So I wanted to do something with wings, like angel wings. But the first sketches of wings, they were so difficult, because wings are not like so naturally. It's difficult. If I think about Victoria's Secret, for example, Victoria's Secret have marvelous wings, but they are not real. They are just decoration. While I wanted to have something more real, like real clothes using wings.
Yes.
So first idea, wings, no more. And second one was about more like Dragon Ball Junior, like something like that. So from that I moved to the flying suite, the one the guys used to jump from the planes.
Mm-hmm.
So something like that. And finally I reached the butterfly idea. So after sketching, all this process, I came to the butterfly idea. Then I bought the character from DAS Studio and pose it. DAS is a marvelous tool in order to pose things. It's very easy to use, and the quality is also great. Once I had my pose ready, I made a very short animation with it, so I can try different pose while my main one was more or less decided. And that's I came to Marvelous, where I started modeling, simulating more than modeling, stitching. And that was the most part of it. After all, there was just detailing. So I used ZBrush to make all the wrinkles, because you can manage a much dense mesh in ZBrush, so I can paint all the wrinkles. I made the unwrap, the UVs. And finally, I used Substance Painter in order to paint the texture on it. But that was very easy. Even in Max, the fabric material can look like it's complex, but actually it's just a fall of math, a very good substance source materials. A bit of translucency is not that hard, but I think the 3D part, the mesh part, was the hardest one.
Yes.
So that's it. I know that I speak a bit quickly, so in case, just stop me.
I guess it's fine. If anyone would have a problem, they'll probably say. Koke, you want to go next?
Yeah, of course, why not?
Let me try and get to your work. There we go.
Okay, yeah. So, how can I start? So yeah, my first idea was to create something related with my main style, like it's landscapes or my painting or something like that. And I was thinking about to do like a girl, but with mountains and rocks and waterfalls and whatever in their clothes. But I thought that it was it could be very hard to do, or maybe something very confused. And I was playing with VDVs in my last challenge. Do you remember that sailing ship above the clouds with some mountains? I don't know if you remember that in the last challenge. Yeah, so I was playing with VDVI.
Oh wait, that wasn't Jaime's project? The one with the...
No, mine.
Okay, I'll have to go and look at it.
Yeah, don't worry about that. So I was playing with VDV and I said, oh, maybe I can push this a little bit further. So I imagined like a cloud goddess maker or something like that. And I tried to put those clouds into clothes. You know, so I was thinking, how can I make clothes with clouds? And I was playing with the density, with the volume steps, and the artwork is just the clouds, the girl that I did in DAS 3D. It's just a very basic pose with just a female body and a little hair, and just a light, and I etched the eye, and that's it. Yeah. So, and I tried to create a pose like she's emerging from the clouds, trying to reach the sun or something like that, or trying to go out from the planet. I don't know. It's something very aesthetic and very soft, calm, whatever.
Still beautiful.
So yeah,
man.
that's
I have to say.
Yeah, it's something good.
Patrizio, you want to go next?
Yes, why not? I mean, I'm the last one. Yeah, for me, it was when I heard about the challenge, I instantly knew that I wanted to create something that reminds me of all this avant-garde and haute couture, high fashion images. That was actually what I wanted to achieve. Like, I also used that studio, of course, and got the model out of it, and then I was just seeing this female post body as my canvas to experiment in 3D, to experiment in Houdini with. So I just threw it in Houdini and did some vellum simulations and stuff. And so I also it also came with VDBs. So I converted my clothes to VDBs, back to polys, back to VDBs to achieve this kind of topology I needed to create this kind of mushroomy effect. So that was basically what I wanted. And then what took the most time in that whole process was to do the light compositing. Like I used shitloads of different lights to lighten up this area of the body, to darken the other part, and so I had about 15 to 16 lights in that scene. And it looks really cool. Yeah.
I would have thought this was really like main light and fill light.
No, really, no. Really, that is
maybe because you wanted to bring out some of the details, right?
Yes. And then you had the legs, and one of the legs looked a bit different, and it took me quite a while to figure out how to achieve a good skin shader with F-Storm. So I found out that for all people working with F-Storm, if you ever do skin shading, the perfect reflection value is 0.65.
Okay. If ever F-Storm will come
or just ask me
to Cinema 4D, I'll keep that in mind. Okay.
Yes, of course. You can ask me. I wrote that down. So yeah.
Okay.
And no, in the end, this school it wasn't supposed to be a black and white image at first, so it just turned out black and white. And
I think black and white is very powerful as a beautiful composition,
and it's very common in fashion world.
Yeah, that was basically it.
Ludovico,
so
let me go back to your project. Now, in retrospective, seeing what the others did, and looking back, is there something that you would have done different on this project, or would you have tried different things if you could go back in time?
I don't know. I'm quite happy with the final result. Maybe I would just have played more with colors, because I copied the Monarch butterfly color just as it was. But maybe also after I tried in Photoshop, after the challenge, trying different colors palette with yellow maybe, so it could have done that very interesting. But about the shape in generally, I like it. I would have played more with cameras and maybe some close up, some different lighting. So I haven't had much time to do so, to play with colors, camera, and composition. So maybe that part.
How long did it take you to do the whole thing?
Since Friday to Sunday night at 3:30. I can think 12 hours, something like that. I mean, the whole scene has been assembled in 3 or 4 hours in 3ds Max, but the process before was quite longer. I think like 3 or 4 hours in Marvelous, a couple in ZBrush, 1 hour in Substance, and the rest in Max. So
I see.
So it's not that long, because I get everything quite clear in my mind actually about shapes and stitch. Was just trying to adjust these things.
Which render engine did you use?
With Corona Render.
Okay.
It's very powerful and simplify you the job a lot. Like for the light composition, the light mix is very precious. I tried in in 1 minute several different composition. You just put your fill light, main light, and top light. You don't have to move them, just to adjust the light mix, and when you are satisfied, you link back to the render. So in short time, amazing. It also has some very good skin shader, quite very good. And the coolest thing, the reflection color in corner render skin shader is blue, the very first layer. So is this the skin is? I didn't know these things. It was quite surprising. So yeah, your skin reflects the blue first, and after the red, and then the other color. So yeah.
And Ludovico, did you try a different color for the background, or this was the first color that you choose?
I tried the black, totally black in the first place, and actually I was happy with that. It was a bit too, not too dark, but I think that with the black background, I was getting a nicer image, but the dress was not so so important. It was a nicer image, but the worst dress. Also, I tried after other colors, but in Photoshop, just changing the background. Maybe a bit desaturated. Yeah, color totally. I would have played more, maybe.
Koke, you want to go next?
Yeah.
So if you could go back, seeing what you have seen now, where would there be any things that you would try or do different, maybe?
Okay. I'm not sure because I had a very clear image in my head. So maybe try to work a bit more on the hair and on her right arm, because you know that it is not a very well done in my opinion, because it's a bit darker than the rest of the. But I think no. I had a very clear image in my head, and it was something like that. Maybe another pose, or maybe another kind of clouds, or with all that kind of hat, something like that. But no, I really like it, and yeah.
Let me just say that we have a bunch of people here supporting Ludovico, but I don't see anyone supporting either Koke or Patrick. So let's all be
but
inclusive, guys.
I'm afraid no, guys.
No, but like you went to university with
yeah.
some of the other artists that are looking, watching the stream, right?
Yeah, they're not properly, they are artists, okay, but I am afraid that I know the guys who are writing. I'm not seeing the comment right now, but I'm quite sure about who they are. That's why I wanted to keep this live secret. And actually, I show you, wait, they are the same people who, for my degree, bought me that coffin. You see that coffin?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
When I get my bachelor degree, they just appeared with the coffin on their neck, like singing and crying. So they are. Yeah, I'm sorry for that.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Well,
Nunzio Cava is saying Madi.
Ah, Nunzio. Zio Nunzio. Nunziatie.
Nunziatie. Patrick, what about you? If you could go back, would you have done anything different? Would you have tried something more? Would you have experimented with something other than what you have done? Because you've entered two different dresses, right?
Yes. I don't know. I mean, maybe not for this image, because it turned out cool, but maybe I would have tried a bit more different style on that second one. That is, the second one is basically I just copied the scene and tried a new dress. So it's basically just a new dress. But this is the thing I would have changed, but no, not really. It was fun.
Of course. Okay, I have a question that I have not asked in the past this week. And you know, like I'll be curious to know from you guys in the future, which kind of challenge would you really like to do, or which topic would you like to see for one of the future challenges? And feel free to just, you know, I don't know, whoever wants to go first.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure, Fabio. Maybe I will choose something related to my work, like matte painting or concept art or something like that, or maybe a topic like I really like. For example, a topic is Avatar, and make whatever you want about the world of Avatar. You know, something like that. It could be really nice. You can create characters or landscapes or creatures or whatever you you have in your mind, or something like that. Yeah, or unicorns, like Paul said.
I actually want to take you for one challenge, you know, because your work is amazing.
Awesome.
And I think that if we
Yes,
find
thank you.
the right format, we could actually do a challenge together. What about you,
Yeah, thanks.
Ludovico?
Yeah, actually, the two different things. I like the idea of Koke. I mean, doing some thematic challenge, like I don't know, Lord of the Rings challenge, or like you already did actually, Star Wars challenge. Is very funny because people can come up with very crazy things. And the other things is I think that it's quite out to the Archviz area. That's a good thing. I totally don't know how to face a similar challenge, but something with creature concept, something like that. Maybe creature or robot or something where you don't have the human because it is a cost on having a human, but something more like, I don't know, a monster, an alien that can be made. It's something that I'm not actually able to do at all, but I like to. So the challenge can be stimulating in that direction, I think.
Yeah, you can make like a. Sorry.
No, I do have a challenge like this in the future. I just don't know if I can bring it. I'm thinking about it. That's all I can say.
Moby Dick challenge.
Yeah, or cyborgs.
Patrick, what about you?
Cyborgs.
Honestly, what I always wanted to see is, and what I like more are this kind of challenges where you don't get a model before. So where you have to come up with your own ideas, where there's nothing given to you. This is something I really like. And I honestly, I like the unicorns idea because that gives me to a thought that I had with Tanya a lot. Also in other challenges, not just Fabio's challenges. Mostly all the images, the CGI-based challenge images are really dark, sad, and because don't get me wrong, I don't want to sound rude, but it is easier to create a dark and sad image than to make somebody laugh. Like, okay, I mean, you can make people laugh with really bad quality, but that's not the point. Yeah, I would love to see something where you have to come up with your own story without any given models, and something that is under the topic of positivity, happiness, and something that makes you laugh. Because that's a really hard task to work with colors, to make people happy with an image.
I know.
This is maybe something that, yeah.
And eventually,
it's super difficult.
The perfect topic is mushrooms. So.
But you need to give the artist mushrooms, and then they can do the work. No, but the thing is that you see, I've tried in the past with some challenges where I said, okay, I don't give out the model, and people really froze, and that's because sometimes that's what it takes, right? You need to give something so that people can start out. And I've seen that also working with like design and visualization companies. Sometimes leadership requires a little bit more than just to tell you what to do. You really have to sit down and take people with the hand through the process. Simply not because we're not able to, but it's because we are visual people, and that's what we respond to, right? And so I don't know, I'm still pondering whether or not the next challenge should be a challenge where there is nothing, because I have an idea and I think it's a very funny idea, but I know that there is a very high chance that people might fail because there is no asset to be given. But anyway, speaking about next competitions, have you seen the Together with Stan competition?
Yeah.
Are you guys thinking to take part in that?
I will try. Yeah, I would love to take part, but you know, my time is very
Reduced.
I don't have too much. Yeah, reduced, exactly. That's the word. Yeah. So I will try in the weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, I will see in the weekend, because last time I had no computer, but a lot of time in front of myself. So I'll see with deadlines. I'd like to. Can I ask you something out of the actual question? Is to get to the previous one, to the kind of challenge?
Yes.
Just sorry. There is a chance to have a competition, or to do a competition where just not image are used. Like, I saw some very cool animation on the previous challenge. Like in the Star Wars one, there was Last Rod, who posted Darth Vader doing breakdance. And the previous, again, with the car challenge, I saw some little animation. So I was wondering if the image format is the only one possible, or maybe something, I don't know.
I would have
with
to
very
give,
small GIF.
I would have to give
Just-
I would have to give artists a little bit more time, and it should be a specifically design challenge that it's only about animation, because otherwise it's not going to be fair. And so yes, I do have the idea that I want to do an animation challenge. Obviously, you know, like the problem at the base is that I come from the architectural visualization industry, and for a number of years I have been producing content mainly for people that work in the architectural visualization industry. Now, a lot of people that have been in my social media channels, they have all taken like sort of like tangent roads to architectural visualization, and so they're doing a little bit more. Patrick is one example, right? He basically, we can say that you started with ArchiVis and then you expanded towards other horizons. Probably we're going to have this in the future as well, and so it will be easier to do a challenge like an animation. However, with that said, it could also be that, you know, when we are going to make monthly challenges, then people will have a little bit more time, and you know, now render engines are getting a lot faster. You know, the new V-Ray, and a lot of people are using, I don't know, Unreal to do things, and so, you know, they can export almost in real time an animation. Obviously, you know, like, it's very easy to talk about animations as in making the animation, but it's a whole other topic if we talk about storytelling and how the animation, you know, works. But that would be an interesting thing to see, you know, artists come up with. But anyway, Patrick, you're lifting your hand. I feel like I'm holding it.
I have a wish for a competition in the future, Fabio. What about, it just came in my mind, what about a digital car tuning challenge? So everyone gets a model. I think this one would be perfect. Like the ugliest car, yeah, the ugliest car ever done, and everyone gets the same model, and the topic is not just doing a cool rendering, making this shit car cool.
Yeah, well, I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that. It's just that we would have
digital car tuning.
We would have to establish the rules.
You are blurred, Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick
What?
went on F2.
You're like a blurred.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It happened when I was lifting my smartphone. So
Get
fine.
closer to the camera with your face, Patrick. There you go. Now slowly.
Doesn't work.
No, go get back to the camera.
You had
Now,
to create the far clip.
slowly go back. Slowly.
Doesn't work.
Slowly.
That
No.
could be another challenge. All the
right.
people doing that.
This
Now-
works.
Now we have Patrick in
Okay.
f-stop 2. All right,
Yeah.
guys.
Censor it.
Guys,
Looks cool.
one more question. How are you thinking to approach the next challenge? Do you have already some ideas in your head, something that you can share so that maybe other artists can get a little bit of inspiration and maybe get over that creative block that they might have? Maybe we'll go with the Ludovico first because he's not blurry.
I'm in the creative block phase, so I'm the one who needs some inspiration, actually. No, because I hadn't that time just to sit down and really think about it. So I will leave the spot for someone else to inspire me.
Koke, what about you?
I'm not sure. I have some ideas in mind, but maybe I will want to play with the I can't breathe, that concept that there is everyone sharing and everything. And I have some ideas, but I'm not sure yet because I will try to work on it tomorrow or Sunday in my free time. So, but yeah, I will try to do something like that and play with that concept that I can't breathe.
Okay, that's amazing. Patrizio, the blurred man.
The blur Patricio.
The blurred man. Yeah, I didn't really get the question because I was so focused on to fix this here.
How are you thinking to approach the next challenge?
I don't know. I'm just that's my credo. It's just I'm just doing. I think I'm a person who's not really sketching out stuff beforehand, so I'm just opening a software and I just do. That's the thing I always do. There's no system behind it.
Okay, why don't you use that technique to remove the blur from your camera? Just do it.
This is what I tried. I just did. I did this. Oh my god.
Increase the far clip, man.
I don't know what happened. I think maybe the webcam software is stuck.
Patrick, in Vienna, people would say "Oira."
Scheiße, Alter.
Oira. But anyway,
Fabio.
guys, I want to thank you for taking the time to talk to me. It was really nice to see your work. It was really fun to sit down and judge the work that the other artists did. I hope that those who were watching the show, they felt like, you know, the judging was fair. I guarantee you it is not. It's never fair. Everybody likes something that it's a little bit different, you know, and we try to do our best. Obviously, there is this entertainment component that we try to give the priority to, because obviously if you sit down for 2 hours with us, we don't want you to get bored. Some people do. I remember in the first episodes, people were like, oh my god, how long is this show? It feels like looking at paint dry. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you for taking the time for talking to me about your projects. I hope that people at home, they got some inspiration from it. If those who are watching from home got some inspiration from this, please hit the like button. If this is your first time here, hit subscribe so that you don't miss future challenges and future videos. Guys, don't go anywhere. I'm going to stop the recording so that I can say goodbye to you one more time. Everyone watching from home, thanks a lot for watching. I'm going to stop the stream. You guys rock. Mwah. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.